thankfully. And yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, everything from magnetic sand from the mouth of the Columbia River, Mount St. Helens ash, white sage. I'll put all sorts of crazy earthly elements in there because I think that's a big part of it. It carries the essence, you know. Everything else is kind of like the more of the duty function. But yeah.
So you paint like abstract-y stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would consider the paintings in the background necessarily abstract. It's like this, for instance.
Patterns and...
Yeah, like this, for instance, is an example of the flower life. A lot of people are familiar with it. It's finally been kind of surfacing, and people are a little more like understanding of it. You know, this is basically kind of like, I mean, it looked like a beach or whatever. I call this painting sea level. But yeah, basically, the flower life, all platonic solids that are like essentially made up of like every shape you can imagine, kind of sources out of this. And this is once again just like a two-dimensional version of what's kind of like everywhere, cubed and wrapped around. Spheres of that are like everywhere. It's like, I don't know, it's something I've definitely experienced under meditation, and I don't know, I truly resonate with the flower life, especially when you learn the proper process of doing it with a compass. You know, like in the Masonic lodges, that was one thing that they would teach was how to fundamentally do like the flower life and how to properly draw shapes. You know, and like drawing the center circle and then dropping down and then always going left to right as seen from above. The energy flows, the light flows down left to right, and not that going, you know, backwards is bad, but it's just a reminder of like when you activate your day, it's kind of like one of the Tibetan rites was spinning to the right 3 times really quick. It's like the idea was bringing light down into your day or whatever. But like when it comes to geometry and stuff, like drawing left to right or down to up, but never up to down, you know, things like that. And like a lot of times when people draw circles, they literally go like that. It's like, you know, I don't know if that's training, you know, or basically drawing a circle counterclockwise as opposed to clockwise, but just training that in the mind, and it kind of helps flow with things. But yeah, the flower life kind of just inspired me quite a bit. It just launched a lot of my art platform. The biggest thing, I think, it helped me remind me what center point was, instead of like dancing off into the outreaches of the perimeters with a lot of the other dark art I was doing, which not necessarily was bad. It was just kind of like a form of identification. But like I think once you're reminded what the source is all about, like that pattern, it takes you right to the birthplace of like just everything, I think. And it's that's what's nice, is it's not something that's a symbol that's been created by like some cult or whatever. It's like, it's just kind of like the template of reality, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like, it's a very powerful you know, geometry.
Is that sacred geometry?
Yeah, that would be considered sacred geometry, totally. Yeah. And then like a lot of like I said, like a lot of the platonic solids, the things that represent all the elements and stuff, all the shapes can be drawn within it. You know, all the lines connect and stuff, and it's really cool to even like lay that pattern on any painting, and not necessarily paint that, but just use those lines as like points to like accent different things in a painting that you're, you know, objects or whatever, and then all of a sudden there's just like this super harmonic flow to the way your eyes like arrange to it. And it doesn't have to be like some super symmetrical, you know, mandala or anything. It just, yeah, just those hints, you know. It's kind of interesting because our body definitely does like it. It flows with it. And yeah, that's one thing I also like to do when I'm making or curing my resin orgone, is make like a pattern or something like this to put underneath it to arrange any subtle fields, you know, that are just of, you know, with the best intention, you know, just before it actually cures and stuff, while I have like speakers from both sides producing what they call binaural beats or binaural tones, frequencies, into the resin, where I'll take like, I really do like that 432 frequency, I'll use that, or the 528 hertz frequency, which is known for just to be like the human love frequency. And yeah, it sounds really nice. But yeah, basically those frequencies, I think if you bombard yourself enough with those tones, you can definitely help cancel out a lot of the negative effects of some of these things that pollute us on the electrical level. But yeah, it's guess where I'm stopping for now, I guess.
Do you want to break out your didgeridoo or your bowls and do a little
Yeah. Let's
Example?
So this right here is a sacral chakra chime. So this would represent kind of like your pretty much your belly button area, which is like sacral or the sacred house. Basically, is like your original birthplace, your original chi battery. So it's like this tone or frequency, you can like charge it up. It's just like this beautiful continuous frequency.
That's intense.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. For me, like this is just like pure resonance. It's these little chime bars. It's like it just goes right through you and feels really good. But yeah, basically this is something like I've have different things, recordings of this where I can like loop the sound or whatever and just and constantly like basically flood the resin with this sound, you know, while it's curing and even 2 hours before I even start even working with the resin and it's you know jug or whatever, I'll just sit there, put headphones on the jug and just sit there and just cycle these frequencies through it for hours and hours sometimes, you know, and I don't know, I feel like just with the science of cymatics and water vibration patterns that you can definitely, without a doubt, put these vibrations into the. I mean, one time I actually did have I don't have it with me, but I had a smaller one I gave to a friend of mine where I just put the black iron oxide in there, and it's kind of like a sand, you know, and basically just ran the 432 frequency in it for like, you know, half an hour or whatever straight when it was curing, then like put it up to the light and you could see like literally like from the center the pattern like bloom out, like it was just like a total like flower, like the sand, the way it arranged the iron oxide stuff.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh wow, that's pretty convincing, I'm gonna keep doing that. I mean even if it looks cool, it's whether it doesn't do anything or not, I mean to me I just really feel like it does do something, and I don't know, it's been the hardest thing for me to like tangibly show the world of modern tools of analysis where we, you know, are like literally things have to be like, we have to be able to grab onto everything to believe everything, you know, the world of ethereal energy, you know, or we believe in the ether net, you know, and they say that actually does cross collide with our ether world, you know, it's like this kind of like the same realm or whatever, like the same field, and like people will have messed up dreams, you know, if they're sitting next to a freaking internet hub thing like that. It's not going to work too well. But yeah, it's definitely something I definitely like to tell folks is 15 feet away from your bed. Electromagnetic interference. But yeah, it's one other thing is I got these bowls over here. These are some Tibetan bowls that some are as old as 1,000 years old apparently. A friend of mine let me caretake them for a while. And
do you want me to grab a couple of these for you?
yeah, I'll just tap a couple of them, but I just want to give you the idea. See where that mallet went.
That mallet?
No, this is a different one. It had more of a soft spot. Yeah, these are super old bowls, though. Really beautiful, too. Got a really nice... Man, even back then, without tuning devices, they were able to find harmonic frequencies that were proper. That's one thing that's always fascinated me is the ancient technologies, you know, just these different things that are just seem like light years ahead of us, but still very like primal, you know. There's not like it's not the spaceships and stuff, but there's literally like rock carvings and buildings and formations that like even like today's modern lasers and cranes can't duplicate. So like right there, that like it just defies all this present logic of how we like, you know, force things into the reality we like put fuel in our cars. Like a lot of the things we do are like pure resistance. Even going up to the moon is like nothing but pure resistance the whole way. There's not one point of ease that the ship is going through to get to there, you know. It's like maybe once it breaks the atmosphere, but even then the conditions are so crazy in space. It's like for this the ship that we built is just crazy. Like, and then there's these whole philosophies of aliens and stuff cruising in ships, using no energy. And I've personally seen a couple, call them UFOs or whatever, but there was definitely things happening within 1,000 feet of me from the sky, producing frequencies and lights that were definitely of no human origin, without a question. Not a satellite, not even close to that. Like, I know all about what hot air balloons, this, that, quadcopters. Yeah, it's not even close to that. This thing was like talking to like me and a few of my friends. Like, it was very confirming that if people are aware of their presence and they want to communicate on like more of a telepathic level of just love, instead of trying to think all analytical and like rational and right-brained, and just like let go of the fear, and then everything will kind of like be a little more like flowing and symbiotic and synchronistic for you with the universe. That's one thing I've completely opened up and accepted the fact of. If you truly passionately want something, like an avenue or something to open up in your life, you can literally just like, if you truly like call upon it and you ask the universe, this moment in time, I wish to receive this. And it's not like the Secret thing or whatever movie that thing is. There's a ration of that definitely believe is to be true. It's just programming yourself, where that movie talks about people like making a lot of money and having power and stuff, and it's like, that's not like necessarily what I'm about. Like, I want like different, like I want people to understand harmony and different things, and why we need to definitely help what's going on in this plane and wake people up a little bit, because there's definitely a mass unconscious thing going on. And yeah, it's definitely, technology's got me a little freaked out, I'll tell you that. But I am very thankful for this phone. It's giving us the ability to have this interview.
Definitely. Yeah.
This is my first interview. I'm not a very confident speaker, as you might be able to tell, but I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm a weird artist.
No worries, man. We're all weird.
Right. Cool. Black sheep can find each other too.
Right on. I don't care. Do you want to play your didgeridoo a little bit?
Mm-hmm. I'd love to. Let me just get a little bit of water here and
For sure.
warm up real quick.
So this is a good time for me to kind of mention that 4th Effin' Friday is coming up soon. January, February. This is March 27th will be this month. April 24th, my friend Robert will be joining us. And you're welcome to come play music, show art, bring your pyramids, and like, people are gonna love this stuff.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Definitely,
I would
man.
be so grateful.
Yeah, there's gonna be live music, free food, free booze. We're gonna paint on the walls and give away a bunch of free, or not free art. I ask all of the artists that I interview if there's something small, and it's not a requirement.
Yeah.
But if there's something small that they wouldn't mind donating.
Yeah, no problem.
And then at the gallery, we just get all these donations together, and then if somebody wants to donate $5 or more to the Art Life video blog and 4th Effin' Friday, they get a raffle ticket and then give away a bunch of art at the end of the night.
Cool. All right.
Which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm totally up with that.
Right on, man.
Sweet.
So we have that to look forward to. January, February, March 27th, and April 24th. And we'll see you there.
All right, I'm excited. I'll definitely have to get some music ready.
All right, and we're going to kind of end the interview with a didgeridoo.
May you enjoy.